We should be live. Hello, Fort Tarsans, and welcome to Fort Tarsis Radio, episode 6. Today, our guest is William, or better known as Your Anthem. Dorcius, you want to introduce yourself?
I am your fellow co-host. My name is Dorcius, and we're here to, as always, talk all things Anthem and introduce you to some fabulous members of the uh, blossoming Anthem community. And definitely really happy to have William here to talk about what he's doing as a huge and very fast growing part of this community. William, how you doing, man?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you guys for having me, by the way. Glad to finally be on.
Oh, of course, very glad to have you. Like it's like the more people we get to hang out and nerd out with Anthem, the better.
The
So,
better.
Yeah,
I feel
definitely.
it. I feel it.
so as literally one of the fastest growing Anthem communities, uh, how do you how do you squeeze in all this time? Like, have you found a way to expand the 24-hour clock? Have you shaper
No.
technology? Anything?
No,
Okay.
no. So one of the hardest parts of this, we started out about 7 months ago with Your Anthem, or maybe it was 8 months ago. I lose track of time real easily, but it was shortly before E3 2018 that we got our. That was the first voice crack I've had in years. No, we first started out after a little bit before E3 2018, and our story started about a month beforehand. Uh, I was watching Anthem at E3 2017 and said this was going to be the game to end all games. Obviously, it's not, but it's an absolute. I thought it was absolutely incredible. It was everything I could have ever wanted. I'm a BioWare nut. I've
Right.
always loved everything that BioWare makes and does. And I thought, wow, this is exactly what I've been looking for all these years, because Destiny was a letdown to me after a while, and not to hate on it, I've enjoyed
Right.
it thoroughly. And Bio and not Bioware, Warframe. I've been a veteran of that for almost 6 years. I've been there since the alpha, I want to say, of Warframe, and this was just the thing that I needed. So the problem was, though, no one was making videos on it. You had the podcast guys like Freelancer Codex, Anthem Insider, Anthem Universe, great guys, but no one on YouTube. Of
Right.
course, you like the guys like Rick Caucus and everybody else would make a video every 3 months or so when there's a sneeze of an update or whatever. But I wanted something more consistent, and I have a background in radio and television production. And I said, who better to do this than
Right.
I mean, not who better to do this, but I don't know how to put it. I thought I could at least do it or do something for people like me that wanted to know more. And lo and behold, a month later, E3 2018 came along, and everyone and their mothers started covering Anthem about 2 months later after they saw that my formula ended up working. And ever since then, I mean, the more the merrier, of
Right.
course. But the hardest challenge has by far been our insane growth. We've grown 6,000 subscribers in the last month alone, which has
Oh,
been
man.
incredible. It's been a blessing, and our Discord servers at 3,000 just about right now. Um, it's hard. It is
Right.
absolutely difficult. I'm still in. I attend law school. I am a YouTuber. I've got a very busy life outside of content creation, and I've still got a community to manage. And one of the greatest blessings has been my three moderators, Demented Mr. J, Kick and Tail Gaming, and Sheriff Wolfpool. Those guys have saved my butt more than you can imagine when I'm not able to be on the Discord, which isn't very often anymore. I'm so busy
Right.
either working on content or studying my butt off for everything. But there's
Right.
no
Well,
there's no easy way around it.
right. Well, no, and like it's really, really awesome that you know. I wouldn't say it was like a vacuum because that implies that it was already there, but the idea that you're like, wouldn't this be cool? And you just did it. Yeah, it's like, guys, you can do that. Like, if you're like, I think it would be cool if this existed, and if it doesn't exist yet, go
Yeah,
for it. Like, this is how you
absolutely.
how you do it.
It's you got. At some point in time, you got to stop saying, "Oh, what if?" or "Maybe I could," and just start doing it. And that's always been my problem: is not actually following through with the things I say. Oh, maybe I should, maybe I could, maybe I would. And this has by far been the most rewarding experience of my professional career life, or I don't know, creation life, because
Right.
I guess radio and television was content creation, if not by a
Right.
different name.
Yeah.
True. True. But now it's focused around like something else that you also had a passion for, what's going into a big passion, which I mean, I kind of feel that sentiment when you're like, this will be the greatest of all time. I'm like, I really want it to be. Like
Yeah,
I'm a little bit more cautious than that now, but it's gonna be fun.
absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
What type of tools do you typically use when you're developing a video? Do you
So, oh no, go ahead.
like type up a script, and what all is involved in the entire process?
Get your notepad, guys. This is tips
Yeah,
for any
oh,
of you who want to
wow.
try to do this kind of stuff.
So what I do is one of my problems back in the radio days was it was this very thing. I have a I like my voice enough, and I like what I'm able to say. I'm knowledgeable on a lot of things, not to toot my own horn, but I do know a fair bit about a few things. The problem is if I was just to record a video like right now off the top of my head, there'd be a lot of uhs, there'd be a lot of stutters. My brain, it will cut off at certain points and have to think, oh, oh, by the way, and
Right.
then there's this and that and the other. So I start off with a script for the videos, hands down, every word, every syllable, every almost everything. Every now and again, I will include one of my own little or chuckles or whatever for
Right.
effect, but every last word is scripted out verbatim before I record.
It's
Nice.
funny actually editing the podcast for the audio version. There are so many uhs and likes and ums and that you end up cutting out through the whole episode.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to. You have to consciously work on not doing
Preach
that.
on, preacher. Preach on, preacher.
So remember, guys, it's totally human and normal to do that. Just when you're making content, it's just like right there. I just did one.
No, it's,
You know,
it's
it's what happens.
and it saves you from breaking in flow and everything else. It's just I like to have the words right in front of me, so
Yes.
I can just speak
Oh
it,
yes.
record it, clean it up, post it. Well, I edit the video and everything else, but
Right.
and then post it.
And then 6 hours later.
And then 6 hours later, yeah, it's just about the time
So, and I don't know if maybe this would feel different for like other content, because you said you did have that kind of long history with Warframe. You did at the time dabble with Destiny. When it comes with your focus on Anthem, and definitely how it's been the creation of the videos and kind of building up that community that you have now.
right.
Uh, could you have foreseen what it was going to turn into? Is this what you're maybe hoping for, or what it would
Oh,
turn into?
good God, I never expected it to be like this. My game plan was to make content for a little while, and then wait until like Rick Caucus or Arekkz or whoever would start covering it more regularly. I was just the interim guy, and I really didn't have the time to do it even back then. And people started swarming around me, and I told my plans ultimately after E3 2018. I said, okay, I'll be around for about a month or two more, and I'll probably start fading away after a while. And they said, no, no, no. We come partially for Anthem. We come partially for you. And I said, oh, that's kind of flattering. And they said, no, 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 seriously. And the community started imploding about a month before I started
Mhm.
to think, all right, the big guys, the big dogs are starting to get in on it. Uh, it's time for me to rest on my laurels. I did a good. I had a good start for the community, and that's all I needed to do. I could sleep well at night knowing that I at least got the Anthem
Right.
ball rolling, or was one of the first to get it rolling. And the thing blew up, and everyone demanded more and more
Right.
and more. And I said, okay, well, I guess I'm not going anywhere. And uh,
Right.
I didn't. There you go.
Right, the most golden of handcuffs to Anthem. Just like,
Oh.
no, we love you. Keep making this thing that you like too.
Oh my God, and it's been the greatest blessing ever. Meeting all these people. I went to PAX South not too long ago with my moderators and met some of the most amazing people in my life. Met Jesse Anderson there, which was really cool. And then I came back home and I rested for 10 hours before I was on a flight to San Francisco to record for the EA Capture event where I got to meet incredible people like Ash, Koss, Sploom. I met my all-time favorite Destiny YouTuber, Asdacross. Meet the most impressive people in the industry, Jen Shiravine, Silicosta. We missed Mike Gamble by that much. It's been an insane ride, and I never thought I'd be able to do this or would do this. It's been the greatest blessing. I'll say that.
Very cool. Very cool. And kind of as a follow up, because you definitely said like, "Oh, it's a surprise," and definitely not in the place that you thought. With some of the bigger names that you feel maybe look up to, or like, no, these guys will step in and take over. And when it came to maybe their style of how they do videos for yourself, when it came to videos, did you think you were going to be like, I'm just going to worry about builds, or I'm just going to worry about lore, or was it more of a mixture of everything for Anthem for you?
That's an excellent question. So, believe it or not, it kind of goes back to the very start. I don't have a weird name, or not a weird name, but a gamer name like you all do. I used
Right.
to years and years ago, but I'm I'm a conservative guy. I don't believe in not that I don't believe in that's poor terminology. I don't really. My name is William. You will call
Right.
me William. I'm not Will. I'm not Bill. I'm not Rendane. I'm not Kyler. I'm not whatever. I'm William, and that's how I've always liked to go by. So I couldn't very well make a channel named William Gaming or whatever. We already have Willis Gaming, and I couldn't touch that. No, Willis is absolutely phenomenal. But and I said, well, okay. I've got my two dual degrees in business and communications about 6 years ago, and thought, okay, I've got this thing, and if I name it some weird thing like I don't know, Rendane Gaming or whatever, they're not going to know what it is. So Anthem's got to be in the title, but I'm not aiming for it to be like, oh, getting SEO out of Anthem, or oh, I've got Anthem in the title, so I will get more views or whatever. No, it was more along the lines of people know what they're getting when they look for
Right.
content or the channel. Uh, wasn't piggybacking or anything, just by popular jackass beliefs in and some of the comment sections. But so and then I thought, okay, it can't just be Anthem; it's got to be something else. And I thought, well, what would I want it to be called? Not Anthem Radio, not Anthem Television, not Anthem this, that, and the other. Or Anthem Gaming. You see plenty enough of that.
Right.
So you know what? This is my game. No, it's your game. It's your game, your story, your BioWare, your Anthem. Your Anthem. That's actually kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And inside of it, what kind of content are we going to cover? Are we just going to cover news? We're going to cover gameplay? We're going to cover lore? Well, it's your Anthem. It's their Anthem.
Right.
So cover everything if you can. And for the longest time, we were all covering the same things: the tweets, the dev trackers, because that's all we had. We didn't have gameplay. We
Right.
had the same damn gameplay playing over and over again, uh, which sucked. I didn't enjoy that whatsoever. But I said to myself, if I ever got the opportunity or the chance or the whatever to cover multiple facets of Anthem, that's what I would do. I'm a huge lore guy. I love narrating lore and I love talking about it. Uh, I've never been a big guy like min maxing or whatever, but with Anthem, it's so easy. And I thought, okay, well, builds will be real cool. Fashion Forge, which is what I'm calling it. I've coined the term yeah, forever and ever and ever. It's forever going to be known as Fashion Forge, and I was a big guy with Fashion Frame with Warframe, and there's plenty of stuff I can do. I'm going to cover literally everything that there is to do with Anthem. Maybe not so much the news stuff anymore because I'm tired of covering it and reading through every damn dev tweet and making every damn dev sneeze you had a video. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm actually a part of that. I need to stop doing that.
So very cool. So
Yeah.
like for all of you listening and who don't know about William and Your Anthem, maybe go follow William and Your Anthem, because you're gonna get a lot of stuff, you guys. It's not just one piece. He's gonna try and be everything, which is
A little bit
Really great for
everything.
people like me who don't like to crawl through about 5 different sites to fill things out for information. It's like, can just one person do it, please? That'd be great. And
There you go.
oh, look, we're
And
sitting with him right now.
and as you were pointing out, one thing that I thought was very interesting was the Your Anthem concept. Like,
Mhm.
are you actually gonna have like community driven polling to a degree sometimes? So like maybe have them choose the next video is going to be a build video or uh, fashion forge or even the lore.
Absolutely. So, community, I'm glad you mentioned that. Community is a very big thing for me. It's one of the things I put the most emphasis on. And you'll notice that everywhere. I've put that stress on community because we're all together in this. We want a positive, happy, healthy community supporting each other. And that's kind of what we've developed with the content creators too. Anthem Insider, Anthem Universe, Freelancer Codex, RyanCentral. All of us are a big, happy group of positive creators. And community will definitely play a part in the content that I will be creating a little later on. The reason why I don't do that sort of thing right now is I'll be the first to admit there are a couple content creators in the community that like if I remember one specific event and I won't mention the person's name, but I made a video or I was talking about making a video and I was making a very long version of it and editing it and it was taking several days to do. And this individual went on ahead and saw that from what I published on Twitter and on YouTube community tab and decided to make the video for himself. And oh my God, it blew up like crazy. And I thought, oh, okay. And that's whatever. And I posted my video and it got chicken scratch compared to his. And he had significantly less than mine, and his channel blew up as a result of it. It's it's the competitive nature of
Mhm.
YouTube, I think. You got to leave a lot of things secret. I will tell my patrons, like, hey, this is the content we're planning to make because that's a small select group of people.
Right.
As opposed to telling my entire audience, hey, we're going to be talking everything about the Urgok next week, which actually we are. And if you guys don't know what those things are, and and lo and behold, another content creator will nab that and make a video
Right.
on it. It's tough. It's a weird balance. If I tell my community, hey, what would you like to see more of? I can make it, but another guy's probably going to watch and
Right.
do that themselves. I don't think
Right.
that's a huge issue, but it's just something I'm conscious about.
Right. It's that constant race for am I going to be building this content and who's going to be
Yeah.
watching it? I totally get that more from the streaming end as opposed to the YouTube end, but totally
Yeah.
understand that where it's like I can't just tell you all what I'm doing.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, it's a struggle for uniqueness, and with
Right.
with a game like Anthem, you're gonna have plenty of uniqueness. But finding those really cool niches before anybody else does, which I've already got let's see, two planned out, that's going to be tricky to like say, hey, by the way, let me tease this without them going, oh, that's an actually pretty good idea. Let me modify it and make it
Right.
my own.
Yeah,
Right.
I haven't seen anyone else cover the triangle things on the hands.
That I appreciate that. I love the lore stuff, the little subtle things in Anthem, the triangles. Oh my God, E- everyone was complaining in my Discord. Oh, why do we have to adjust these stupid things on our hands? Huh, that's actually a good idea. It's probably more than just a jewelry statement. Let me dig through the
Right.
codex. Oh, hey, they're called signets, and you put them into the crowns of or crowns of your javelins or the cipher chairs, and they allow you to have better control over them and have your better links with your ciphers and all this other stuff. That's why you're adjusting it every time you load into the game, because it's kind of the most important part of your arsenal.
Right.
If you don't have one of those things on, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, along with seeing while flying the javelin.
Oh, that's also true. Yes.
I mean, not the way I fly under rocks, apparently, but
Oh my God. That's so funny. Someone commented on one of the videos. Oh, yeah, no, I forgot to strap up my signet. That's why I was crashing into the rocks.
Yeah.
Totally.
Don't look into it.
Don't look into it. There you go. Exactly. Exactly.
So, since Thursday is approaching really fast, and that's when some people are getting access to the game,
Yep.
what are your plans post launch in terms of playing and dev and all of that?
So funny enough, I posted on the community tab of my channel, what do you all want to see me do? Stream or make videos? And a lot of obviously 85% of the people were like, hey, we want to see you make content, not stream. I said, thank God. But one of the things that genuinely made my day, made my heart smile was this message. A couple of them posted about, hey, we appreciate that you make this game about us, but you've also been waiting for this game for 6 years. You enjoy it. You have your fun. I thought, you know what? And I'll admit, I haven't been able to fully enjoy Anthem because I've been so focused on, okay, I got to make a video today, got to make a video tomorrow. What am I going to talk today? What am I? And I thought, huh, I need to be able to enjoy the damn game myself.
Right.
So what I'll be doing day one is I'll be playing for a few hours, make a video, playing for a few hours, making a video. I won't be streaming until probably the 22nd when everybody else has the game. I know that's kind of counterintuitive, but I don't want to spoil the story for anybody or
Right.
that's it just seems like I get more bang for my buck with content creation because that's also what I know.
Right. And now, because it is going to be that early access this week, and as it has, we've come to learn and been told, those of you also listening and watching, that some patches won't be happening right away. It's not going to be until the full release on the 22nd.
Yep.
How do you feel about that early access time, or the concept of being able to access it prior to those patches?
I don't have an issue with it. I am addicted. I need to get my fix. I've got a patch on my neck where I've scratched. No.
Right.
Yeah. No. Mark Darrow sent me a nice little package of those little Anthem things. Stick them on you.
Got any more of that Anthem stuff?
No, I think that's fine. There will be day one patches for the PC, at least for the early access stuff. As far as I'm aware, that could have changed. I'm not 100% sure now that I think about it. But I'm fine with it. They fixed a lot of the bugs. They fixed a lot of the issues. Even from the stuff that you all played during the demo, they had fixed it by the time that there was my build that we played at the San Francisco capture event. And they've made huge improvements. The flight, oh my God, the water mechanics. There's always going to be day one bugs, but they're going to fix them at some point. I'm not complaining. I get to play Anthem.
Right. Do you think you'll be taking all that time? Do you think you're going to push through everything you can before release? Or you're going to take your time?
Take my time. I have certain videos I want to make first and foremost. A lot of guides about Anthem. Definitely want to talk about microtransactions because that has been... I've been blown away that they haven't addressed that, given the transparency with everything else, which kind of leads me to be a little concerned, even though that EA doesn't have their hands in everything with Anthem. As a matter of fact, I was telling Adema shortly before we went live that I'm making a video on EA's true involvement with Anthem, and you're going to be shocked. They've had little to nothing. It's like Apex. I don't like referencing Battle Royale games or comparing games to other games, but EA has done the same approach they did with Respawn and Apex with BioWare and BioWare and Anthem. They've kept their hands off. They gave them the money. They said, we want our investment back. Do it. We count on you. And that's it. And they're going to find great success. But I don't know where the $20 came from. I don't know. I mean, the screenshot that was there was from the... was from the capture event, and they told us, hey, don't take pictures of that, not because we have anything to hide. This came from Silicosta, the most honest and kind guy I've ever met, or at least so far with EA and BioWare. And he said, it's not because we have anything to hide. It's because we are still adjusting things, and we're not sure about how much shards, like, we're not sure if $1 is going to give you $1 worth one shard, or if it's going to give you 250 shards, and we're not sure how much this, and this is going to be. We're still adjusting it literally up until day one. And of course, those assholes like Yong Yeah and oh, what's his name? I've ripped on him so many times this week. Forget his name. anyway, they go on a tangent. Oh, EA little loot boxes, microtransactions.
Right.
I think that video is going to do yeah. The Anthem streaming show on YouTube's right. It came from failed logic. I don't know. I do have my concerns about it. I think it would be good to get that kind of video out, and I hate to say that's probably going to be the first video I put out there. But it's because people really do want to know,
Right.
and they need to know. That sort
Right.
of
It's
thing.
a very, very hot button.
Yeah.
To say the
which,
least. Good
yeah,
God.
no matter what game, and unfortunately, Anthem can't dodge that bullet. It's one that impacts literally everything.
Yeah, and it was really interesting with Apex. There was an article with the creator, like the whole reasoning behind their like almost non-existent marketing strategy up until launch was they knew they were dropping Titanfall 3. It was not going to be well received, and they wanted to, and it's for a battle royale, which is
Right. Yeah.
generally loathed for their microtransactions. And they were pretty much saying with the release, play it, try it, and it's
Right.
proof. You will like this, period.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when you found out that a game was in development, and then they'd have some cinematics, and then they'd have some gameplay a few weeks before, and then it would release. Man, I
Yep.
remember those days. I remember,
Oh,
and then
man.
people were just enjoying games. I remember that
Yeah.
too.
I remember like the days before I wore this sweatshirt with this patch on it, when Bungie used to not talk.
God.
Yeah, those days were just like, do you hear that? No, that's exactly what you hear. Everything is loud, and you get lots of it right now.
And I think Anthem, like I said, I did strategic communications, got my degree in it, and they did. It's both of a blessing and a prince. Yeah, skill up. That's the guy's name. Uh, they had a. It's a double-edged sword with what they did.
Right.
They were very transparent with everything, but while that makes one cut that way, it can also make a cut the other way, and it leads to a million other questions and a million other critiques. As
Right.
opposed to if they had just kept their mouths shut, showed some gameplay like right around, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, flown EA Game Changers out and all that other stuff, Anthem probably wouldn't be receiving the hell that it is right now.
Right.
Well, and as soon as they slapped on the EA publisher title.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, who's publishing this?
Doesn't matter. They're hated.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah. No, like, it's fantastic. Like, I hope you guys in chat are having an amazing time. I know I am.
Yeah, for sure.
This is great.
So this is
What
going to
else you guys
be
got in?
more of a roundabout question, but in terms of interpretations of the community fears or impressions of the community fears of the end game material.
Oh my God! I'm ready.
There it
I'm
was.
ready.
There it was.
I'm ready. I gotta give him the left hook and then the right hook. No, keep going though. You're fine. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I can cover it first though. Like, so
Go for it.
there's 3 strongholds after launch, and people are saying that's not enough. Which, like, genuinely, it probably isn't. But like, what? Even if they had 10, it probably wouldn't be enough. And then you have, but the thing that Anthem has going for it that is more along the lines of, say, a Diablo versus a Destiny is the entire game becomes endgame. Like whether you're in free play, because you're going to be exploring everywhere looking for loot, and then you have the Cataclysm events rotating periodically, eventually, and then things along the, and then you also have the legendary contract on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And those are just to name a few of the things. But within this first month or so, before they start releasing additional content, I don't think you're even going to get through all of
No, and Koss is in the chat here. We actually were on the same team during the capture event all together, playing through everything. You are not going to get through everything within the first 3 weeks. You're not going to get through everything within the first month. Like you
Right.
said, everything is going to be end game. No matter what you do, it just depends on what difficulty you play at. And some dingbats don't seem to understand the concept of the AI actually does get tougher. The enemies get stronger. Enemies have different move sets. It's not a matter uh, of just a health increase or a damage
Right.
output increase. Uh, there is. I'm trying to think of what are the shield scars with the flamethrower called?
Oh,
Enforcers.
yes.
So the normal enforcer, he's got his one move pretty much. It's the flamethrower, and then I think something else. I forget what it is. And of course, he's got a shield bash. That's fine. The elite, he has another flame move, and he is more aggressive, and he charges at you just a bit more. And then, yeah, like Koss says in the chat, GM1 is a huge leap from hard.
Right.
Like it's insane leap. And then
Yeah.
the legendary variant, which is the highest variant, he has this insane fire, flaming, whipping thing, and then his shield bash, and then he's more aggressive, and he actually charges at you, and it's different. Yeah,
Right.
as you get higher up in those difficulty settings too, you'll encounter a lot more legendary and elite enemies, all the way until Grandmaster 3, where pretty much all the enemies are going to be legendary.
Right.
Even the grunts, like the scars we're seeing in the footage here, they're not going to just stand and shoot you with their BB guns. They're going to chase after you and try and kill you. The AI does get smarter. They get more health. They get more damage, and they get more moves. There's going to be, and like I referenced in my last video, it's not a matter of there not being enough content at launch. People are worried that there's not enough variety, or they're mistaking not enough content with not enough variety.
Right.
And it's like you said, there's 3 strongholds. If you told me that, I would be bored. But they're also getting something wrong with strongholds. They're not Destiny raids, you're right, but
Right.
they're not Destiny strikes, which is the most comparable thing that we have right now. And like I said in the video, it's kind of moot to compare any one game to each other or any one game's mechanic to each other or
Right.
anyway, it's in between a strike and a raid, these things. And then as you get higher up in the difficulty, it pushes more towards raids and prestige raids difficulty. Uh, I know Cost and I playing on that Grandmaster 1 uh, Tyrant Mine took us 45 minutes, and it was tough as hell. We were going down left and right. Legendary contracts. My God, like I said in the video, it was single handedly the most fun I had during the entire capture event, but also the most frustrating and difficult and palm sweaty and annoying. It was incredible, and it was insane the amount of challenge there was. If people are worried
Sweet.
about there not being enough variety and not enough challenge, shut up, play the game, then worry.
Right. Right. That almost strikes me as like if you think you're bored, you're probably not playing this on a high enough difficulty.
You're probably not doing it right. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
It's like, oh, I see you're at normal. Let's bump this up a few. Try Grandmaster 1 and come back.
I don't understand why anyone plays on normal or easy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a reason, but you'll get better loot. You'll get more of a
Right.
challenge. You'll have more fun. I don't know why you wouldn't be playing on the harder difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you guys kind of nailed it there. I don't even need to put my impressions, like, because I'm kind of right there with you guys. It's just like, guys, just sit and enjoy it, would you? Like,
Stop
like,
bitching about it and just
yeah,
play it.
it's like we're here to play video games
Oh.
to have fun, not so we can get on a Twitter rant.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And it is
Yeah,
a similar
well.
concept to like Dark Souls and Diablo. Like as
Yeah.
soon as you beat it, like you're gonna start a new, even harder version of the exact same stuff.
And even then, it won't be the exact same stuff. Legendary contracts, yeah, like Cost said right here, 20 minutes to get through part 3 of the legendary contract after an hour of failing on part 3 until we gave up. It was that hard. We didn't complete it because it was so damn hard. But what were you saying before that? I sort of lost my train of thought. This is why I prefer to do videos. But you were saying beforehand, I was commenting on something.
Comparing to Diablo and
About doing the same thing but harder.
yes,
Yeah, it's like legendary contracts. They're the perfect example. You will never play the same legendary contract again. It pulls from one of 15 different world events, and at the very end, it's one exclusive to legendary event. And even then, each one is modified. So, like, we had to rescue down sentinels, and we had to fight a horde of scars. We had to silence a shaper relic, but there were turrets, and each time they're different.
Yeah.
Next time it might not be turrets. It might be an ash titan. It might be whatever. You're not gonna get bored. I promise.
And
Sweet.
one thing
Good
interesting
news.
to learn from that is if based off your performance in one section, if it scales drastically harder or easier in the next section, or it's already preset for that day.
Say that again.
So I know there was a game called I think it was Evolve, where
Mm,
if you failed a section,
yeah.
it would be easier on the hunters or whatever, and that if the monster failed a section, it'd be easier on the monster the next time around.
Nah. If you fail it, you fail it. You got to go back and restart the difficulty setting.
So yeah, I'm okay with that because I will do that
Yeah,
a
I was
lot.
fine with it. I was fine with it. And I think Cost can correct me in chat, but I think we still got to keep some of the. No, we didn't get to keep any of the loot. I take that back. I was rewatching the footage and I saw. I think I got like 3 masterworks from that legendary contract, and I didn't get any of them at the end screen.
Oh
Yeah, but I
man,
I think
yeah,
that's good. I think that's
yeah,
worth it. If the game is saying, hey, you ain't got it. Go back
right,
and do it at a different difficulty. Try and gear up. Try again in a couple hours. Okay, that sounds
right,
good to me.
right. It's almost like a carnival game. It's like you see that bear up there. Well, you got to do this.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Crap.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You see that bear? You got a slingshot. You need to come back with an AK.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, okay. Got it.
gotcha.
Time to grind.
There you go. There you go.
So moving forward, let's start talking about the roadmap. So
Yes,
they
please.
announced Echo Act One, which is Echoes of Reality. What do you
Hmm.
perceive? What do you think that might imply?
So, and under Echoes, wait a minute. Are we talking about Act One of the Chapter One? Or are we
I
talking about
believe
Chapter
I believe that's
Act
just
One
the overall
is
title for Act One.
yeah.
Hang
Is
on,
the
I got to pull up the chart real quick to make sure I don't sound like a total babbling idiot. Unless one of you've got it somewhere. Oh, no, I got it right here. Yeah. So Act One, Echoes of Reality. I fully and truly believe that this means that we're not going to launch with cataclysms. We're not going to have shaper storms or anything else for a little while, and for good reason too. I think this is just going to introduce, like it has at the very end, update number 3, the cataclysm. That's when they're going to introduce cataclysms and shapers relics going off and the shaper storms and everything else. They're going to give us enough time to gear up for that. The
right.
cataclysm that we experienced on Sunday wasn't even a cataclysm. It was a hiccup. It was nothing. Uh,
Right. It's a
what
herald to a cataclysm.
there you go. It was a joke. Well, apparently, from what we understand about cataclysms, all hell's going to break loose, and you need to be geared and ready for it. Um, and which can spawn like time-sensitive events. Like if I'm
Right.
asleep for 5 hours, there could be an event that happens for 5 hours and then goes away, and then comes back and goes away. Uh, I think that's what's going to happen. Echoes of reality. It implies reality shift. Cataclysms shift reality.
Right.
I don't know. That's my personal belief. What I'm more excited about is the new events, the quality of life improvements, which
Right.
I don't know what they're going to be improving upon. It's already pretty great. New rewards that might mean new inscriptions, which I've talked about with one of my good buddies, Grimslinger, who makes all the thumbnails for my videos. He says inscriptions are pretty great because they can add or create whatever number value they want, and they don't have to make a model for it aside from associate with like gold, purple,
Right.
green, blue, whatever. Uh, Maybe new weapons. I'd hope new weapons, or maybe being able to customize your weapons because
Right.
they do all kind of look the same, in my humble opinion. Expanded progression system. No idea what that means. New stronghold. Always good.
Right.
Guilds and leaderboards. Hell yes. We've already got our guild ready for Your Anthem. We have Lazare from Lazare's Digital Art. You guys have interviewed him, designing our logo for the Crimson Order.
Very
And
nice.
leaderboards. That's going to be good for competitive competitive edge. I know a lot of people are complaining there's not enough competitiveness at launch. There will be, or well, there will be, not at launch, but new missions that can be new story missions, new world events that could pop up. Who knows? And of course, lastly, Cataclysm, which
right. Big things are gonna happen there.
you know,
And if you guys like didn't catch all of that as a very short version, more content is good
more
content.
Free content in a month.
Yes.
In a month before, a month after the game releases.
Right.
I've never heard of that. I've genuinely never heard that happening before.
Right. It's been a long time since I've heard the word of free new content.
And we're paying with it with microtransactions, which if you do pay for I know I'm going to at least dump $50 on day one so I can look the way I want. I'm a cosmetic sucker, and plus I like to support the developers. Yeah,
might as well.
I mean,
you're going to be flying around in that suit
for a long time, and I want my cutscenes for when I'm recording the footage and everything to have my storm look the way I want.
Right, exactly. There would be no question. Like, see that storm over there? That's William.
And I want to invent my signature look before anybody else tries.
There you go.
Mimics it. I've already got my signature look planned out, but I want to actually create it.
Planning any green screen looks?
No, none of the green screen looks. Like no, not as a cross out. Arekkz. Yeah. Golly, that was clever. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So to dive a little bit, I guess, towards the kind of lore side or in-game story side.
Speaking my language.
From what we do know about shaper technology in Anthem, and knowing that some of the creatures have been changed or maybe evolved into, or how do you see, or would you like to see, I guess is a better question, variations on the creatures that we fight and whatnot as the game evolves along?
Oh, absolutely.
With everything we see.
There's already been talk about different titans aside from Ash Titans, which is great.
Yeah,
but they won't. I don't think they're going to be at launch. I think that's going to be an Anthem of Creation, giving life to new types of titans. We could have Arekkz that breathe fire. We could have dragons. We could have Grabbits with jetpacks. No, I wouldn't want to find Grabbits with jetpacks, but Anthem of Creation is so cool. It's kind of like their MacGyver a little bit. They can literally do whatever they want. They want to create a new species because Anthem?
Right.
You can either rip them from another reality or the Anthem of Creation could create it. There's so much that this awesome plot device of the Anthem of Creation can do. The shapers and everything else, and the mystery and the lore. They've already said not everything's going to be uncovered at launch, which I'm happy about. But the story's going to be complete. You're not going to have to look for Grimoire cards or rely on something or another to get your lore fix. You're going to have a complete story at launch, but not everything. Damn right, Steve the Grabbit in chat.
Right. Yes.
You're not going to have everything at launch, which is cool.
Right. And I kind of like, as much as like you saying it may manifest it into the world, I kind of want to see a Grabbit with a jetpack now.
Yeah.
I want to see the freelancers arm Grabbits.
Right.
Made me think about WoW pets.
Right. Is that a Grabbit with a jetpack?
Oh my god! Let me tell you, I'm willing to bet at one point in time, or some point in time, we're going to have the apartments back in Fort Tarsis. If you didn't know, apartments were going to be planned for release, but they had to cut it because, well,
right.
I don't know why they had to cut it. That's a question from Mark Dara. He was the one that broke the news. But I would love to be able to do. It's not the Monster Hunter World thing where you capture animals or whatever. You throw the little nets and capture them. But I'd love to have a little Grabbit in my apartment or something. And or if you hate Grabbits, have a little placard up in your spider with a Grabbit head on it.
Is that a mounted Grabbit?
There you go. But anyways, that's my hopes, or not my hopes, but
that's what you'd like to see.
There we go. But the Anthem of Creation is such a cool plot device, like I said.
Oh yeah.
Can do anything, create anything. I think it's fine if they want to do anything they want with it. Or adds variety.
Right. Well, especially because, like you're saying, like it's literally the Anthem of Creation. What can't it create?
Like, can it do?
It's like, hey, what's that weird thing you were drawing 2 days ago? I don't know. Let's throw it in. Okay.
I mean, it's a rock. Nah, no, no, that's the new in-game boss.
Right.
Oh, what are we gonna call him?
Uh,
Rocky.
yeah,
Four.
Rock Titan
Rock.
thing.
There we go.
Rocky McRockface.
Yeah,
Rocky
there we go.
Rockface. There you go. Of the Rockin' Clan. Anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts.
So, getting the names of these, I imagine that the guild's functionality and maybe even the expansive progress system will probably come in the stronger together section of this act.
I
What
think so.
what parts of these three sections are you most looking forward to?
Oh, hands down, the first one is the guilds and leaderboards. Um, I'm come from playing almost every BioWare game ever. SWOTOR spent nearly 6 years on it, uh, playing it, and that I'm hoping that guilds are going to be similar to that, where you can have officers, ranks, gives people not like the whole. Oh my god, any of you ever play Halo?
Yep.
Yeah, like those wonderful Halo clans where everyone takes things way too seriously. But it gives some people that role playing element or
Right.
what have you, and it's fun to do. Plus, it makes my life a heck of a lot easier to have officers and stuff that
Right.
can manage these stuff because I'm going to be doing the same clan on 3 different platforms.
Oh
which,
yeah, gonna be busy.
kill me. Next up, I'd have to say, but I'm hoping that the guilds are going to be that intricate. They're not just going to be, oh, hey, catch guilds, like
Right.
what this thing did. Oh, so there's a leader, there's an officer, and their members.
Yeah,
Eh?
and that's it.
And a cap of
Good luck.
100 members.
And a cap of 100,
Yes.
which I don't think.
Yeah.
I need at least 1,000 or something.
Right.
Because I've got a lot of people who want to
It's
be
like, yeah,
in the
just
Crimson Order.
can we say unlimited, please? Just keep going.
Well, for you,
Yeah.
for what Brendan Holmes would tell you in a heartbeat, that's
Yeah, you
no,
can't.
let's see what else do we have on here. I gotta say the next one would have to be new strongholds. So the 3 strongholds we know of so far are the Tyrant Mine. You guys played that. The Temple of Scar, another Scar base. So we have a Scorpion Scar one. We've got a complete Scar one. And then the Heart of Rage one will be obviously, or hopefully,
Right.
fully Dominion. I'd be surprised if we didn't see that as an outlaw
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's actually a good
stronghold,
point.
because we know next to nothing about outlaws. We know a lot about the
Right.
Dominion. Know a lot more about the Scars now than we did previously.
Right.
But it's still not an insane amount that we know about the outlaws. There could be, I think, like Overwatch with the Junkertown Queen and
Right.
all that
Just
stuff.
like,
That
who
kind of
are
stuff.
they? Yeah.
And I bet we'll do something like that with that stronghold. If not, maybe another Dominion stronghold. I'm just sick of fighting Scars. I never want to play against another Scar again. But anyway, and then lastly, Cataclysm. That'll shut everybody up about the
Yeah.
variety and whatever else that I'm so sick and tired of hearing about.
It's like, and that actually segues nicely to what we're about to ask you.
Oh, go for it.
Speaking of cataclysms,
Mhm.
and with the kind of limitless possibilities,
Yeah.
and we actually kind of talked about this earlier podcast about the strongholds kind of being as much as we don't want to compare the two, but between like
for
a
it.
strike and a raid activity,
Mhm.
do you think it's going to but those kind of cataclysm events will lean the game towards that kind of raid activity that maybe people are used to or would seek?
Okay. So Ben Irving has said that there is something called aspirational content that will be coming to the game. He doesn't use the terminology raids because they have a connotation about them that
Right.
it's a lot of players going against 5 bosses in an area. I think, and John Warner has since said that don't give up on Shaper Storm's holding raid-like content, which cataclysms can
Right.
create anything like what we experienced, the small itty bitty rip in
Right.
the sky, or a legitimate shaper storm, or something that can change the environment for the next 6 weeks, decimate an area like
Right.
with all those trees. I forget what that area was called. I'm gonna kill myself after I learn the map and I'm gonna go back and watch this video and be like, "You idiot! It's called this."
Don't worry, we'll update it when you find
There we
it.
go. That can change things. I think that shaper storms or cataclysms will hold raid-like content. They're kind of like the oysters holding that nice pearl on the inside.
Right.
I just don't know. I really hope it does because it's not like we don't already have enough of a challenge. Like I said
Right.
in my last video, I hate to keep referencing it. It's not like we don't already have enough challenging and raid comparable content at launch.
Right. Right. And I think I kind of sit with you there, where it's just like, well, I mean, if it's there, sure, but I'm gonna be busy. Like, there's plenty of other Anthem related things to be doing.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, and at the same time, like I halfway want, like if they do release a raid in the inevitable future, I want it to be almost like too brutal, where it takes literal months of beating like one boss at a time to try and work your way up to finally beating the whole thing.
Okay, you know what? I will. This is one of my critiques of Anthem, and believe it or not, I have things I don't like about Anthem. No, jackass in the comment section. It's that everything just feels like point, shoot, hit the right spot, kill, done, good. Tyrant Mine, it was the sax, which
Right.
it's the introductory stronghold. You'll be playing it around level 10. Level 20ish, you'll have the Tyrant Mine, or not the Tyrant Mine, the Temple of Scar, where there are a couple mechanics, and there is a giant Ascari in a luminary suit that you have to shut down these generators that are shielding it on occasion. Okay, that's a bit of a mechanic.
Right.
Sure, why not? And it was hard. I'm not saying that it wasn't hard because there were enemies and ads around it,
Mhm.
but I'm used to fights with a bit more with a few more mechanics to them. I'm hoping with this last stronghold, the Heart of Rage stronghold, that it'll be like full on mechanics. Like, okay, Tyrant Mine, this was getting you used to it.
Right.
Temple of Scar, this is getting you used to it. And then Heart of Rage, we're feeding you to the wolves, and all of the content from here on, we're feeding you to the wolves with.
Right. Take off those training wheels off that javelin.
There we go. What is we got a question, fake royalty question. What is your guys' dream javelin outfits that
Ooh.
you want as a MTX?
Ooh.
I'll let you guys answer that.
The dream javelin outfit. I joked about it once, but if anything made me look like Garrus, like immediately credit card like to the screen. It'd be like, yeah, let's make that happen. Like, I want to, like, even if it's like a battle scarred looking Garrus, give
Yeah,
me that. I will take it, hands down.
for sure. What about you, Dima?
I am really conflicted on that, because like as much as I want to say like Rex for, or any Krogan really, for the Colossus, like I'm gonna be maining Storm. So like I don't know, maybe something along the lines of the champion armor from Dragon Age 2, which I think looked really awesome.
See, now I'm right there with I don't know, anterior lobe. I am right there with you. I don't have any one person I'm basing my stuff off, because I don't like doing the Iron Man thing or ripping off from or Scott Wright or whatever from any of the BioWare entries or Mass Effect entries. I like creating my own unique thing. The first thing I'm going to be buying from the MTX store is the scale material. Oh my God, I've seen that so many times on the Interceptor. I'm like, it's wasted on the Interceptor. Give it to me with my Storm. No, it's not wasted, but I've already got my suit planned out. I've got the Lannister color scheme with the dark crimson red,
there you go.
gold trimming, and black. Black scaling, gold trimming, red cape. It's going to be my Fire Lord or Breath of the Dragon. I forget what I'm going to call the build. I've got a build in mind already about how it's going to look, but the scales, absolutely.
Very nice.
That's you guys want to actually cover that question?
The one from Noob God or from
Either of both of them. I mean, I think both are pretty.
Interior?
Let's see here.
Oh, Noob God. So Noob God asks, are we going to have a user interface that can show our stats in the Forge? I want to be able to see the total stats instead of random numbers.
I'm trying to think if trying to remember what I've read to see if that's going to be like a thing.
I think you're gonna have to write it down on a sheet to begin with. I don't think that's
Yeah, that's one of the many UI redesign things that I think they need to work on.
One of the many UI things that they definitely need to work on. One of the things my biggest gripe was playing through the end game. I totally forgot that I had these things. Like one of my things was a fire orb that could charge up, and for every enemy that it even remotely touched or that the fire spread hit,
right,
it would give me an additional 5% damage that could stack up to 25 times or 20 times. Ooh. I didn't have any. It was all the way off to the small side of my corner over there. I'd rather it be like underneath everything else right here or somewhere more visible. And I bet I could drag and drop it or move it. I'm not 100% sure on that one. And move the user interface, but it was like all the way over there. I was like, oh, cool. I have a couple charges. Oh, damn, it's already used up.
Right.
Wish I had known that, or what the inscriptions would do, because I would forget them. I had like 3 inscriptions going on one javelin, and I couldn't remember what each one did and what each one did in tangent with this one. And
yeah, but better UI we would love.
I think the UI was not an afterthought, but it's definitely something that could have used a bit more tweaking. And then less fun hip, and then
the less fun question.
Anterior lobe. Yeah, I have a question. Less fun though. Do you think the community can hold together and not get too toxic?
Destiny still is.
Yeah.
That's tough. I've always preached positivity in every way, shape, and form. I think it is a waste of time to be toxic, but that's just me. There's difference between being toxic and having critiques. I don't like being negative for the sake of being negative. You need to be able to have positive critiques or be able to critique things without being an asshole, because the developers are people too. Yeah. I think the community can hold together. Just don't go to Reddit. Whatever you do, stay far away.
Save yourself. Don't do that. Yeah, and I kind of want to echo William there as well. Is any community has the power to stay positive and not be a toxic place. Yeah. A lot of that agency, though, gets placed on you as a member of the said community.
Yeah,
do your part. You have to do your part. If you see it being toxic, call it out. You have to call it for what it is. If you see it, say something about it. Any community will go through, and it can have toxic people in it. That does not mean that's the overall sum of the community. It's and the same thing with the criticism. Mm-hmm. Critique this game. They have asked us to critique it. Just don't be a dick when you do this.
Hey, man. I was just about to say, am I allowed to say dick? Yeah, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the BioWare employees even pointed out the fact that, like, well, she posted a poll asking, like, why people prefer single-player games over...
Emily Taylor.
Yeah. Multiplayer games. And after, in a reply to that own post, she posted that, well, a majority of the feedback seems to be toxicity is the number one reason why, by a long shot, as to why they prefer single-player experiences over multiplayer.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's tough. It is definitely tough, to say the least. See, and Anthem Streaming Show says it's a blessing and a curse that the game doesn't have text chat.
Yes.
I don't know how many times on PC this past weekend when I decided to play alone and maybe try out a stronghold that I wish I could say, yo, you have the damn orb.
Yes.
Dunk it. Or, hey, pick me up. Or, hey, Don't do that. Come back over here. Those enemies will despawn in a few minutes.
Right. Yeah,
I
it's like,
I wish there was
oh,
something.
yeah,
Ugh.
Well, and
yeah,
actually pointing that out, they are going to add the beacon mechanism from
Mhm.
Apex into
That's definitely a good thing.
Anthem. So even with the nonverbal communication, like if you're not in a party
right,
chat with people, you can still ping something saying, "Go here."
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's like
Uh,
that made me reminded me just as a quick segue. That kind of reminded me of Hearthstone. Like when it came out, was like, can you talk to these people? No. Like, oh, this could be brilliant.
yeah. Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, no, I need to sometimes talk to people because if I circle that Colossus with 3 orbs one more time.
So, Fake Royalty has a great question for all of us. What will your dream builds be, and what are your play styles like? Curious to
Oh,
see how everyone plays. You know what? You do that. Go first,
Dima,
guys.
take this one first.
So I it really depends. Like a couple of the things I want to as a storm, priming and detonating is so key. I want rapid cooldowns and be able to prime and detonate constantly. So anything that decreases skill cooldowns, like with all the attachments, is my number one
Oh yeah.
priority. And then after that, I would love to see some of the end game weapons because even though they said they don't have elemental weapons per se, I I, I I do notice that like some of them do have elemental effects as their like special thing for
Hmm.
the legendary or masterwork variants,
Right.
where like say you get 3 critical shots, then your fourth shot causes fire explosion, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I've had this feeling and this thought as somebody that absolutely loves the Interceptor. And I was like, well, can you give me another excuse not to ever draw my gun?
Ah.
And it's like, because like you give me knives, you give me shurikens. Like, okay, cool. Can I use these shurikens to freeze things and then get a freezing aura and then just keep going? And I'm like, part of me now is like, can you give me like a katana like weapon at any point? That'd be like super cool. I know it's the future. We have guns, but I
Well,
really want to just melee the crap out of everything.
well, and there are ways to make you a melee build. One of the I
Right?
forget her name. One of the nice ladies that I was walking around the capture event, the huge hall, and I stood behind this one chick, and I was like, I just want to learn how to play the interceptor from you. I'm not a big fan of speed or whatever. Turns out it's my second pick now after I've actually gotten to play it, and she showed me, oh yeah, I've got my end game interceptor kitted out to where I never have to use my guns again. And I said, okay, how are you doing that? And she showed me her inscriptions. She bulked up her shield. She bulked up her armor. She sacrificed a lot of her health for it. Um, and her ability cooldowns are like ridiculously fast. She can throw her glaives and her what were they, the little mines, the mines
Yes,
that go everywhere,
yes.
scatter mines, cluster mine. And she said, yeah, I just melee to death. That's excellent. She said, yeah, it's so cool that we can do this. Um, for me though, personally, I've got 2 different play styles. Or I've got a lot. I think the trick is you don't get stuck with one play style. Play
Right.
the way your team needs you to play. I can't tell you how many times I got a comment on my video of my insane Fire Lord endgame build, which was the Fire Orb and then the Fire Blast. Can't tell you how many wheezing bags of I'm not gonna say that word. They said, "Oh, you're playing the storm wrong. You're supposed to have at least one primer and one detonator. Play the damn game right."
Ugh. Ugh.
2 people were priming. I was supposed to be pure DPS. I was also supposed to be the glass cannon, and we didn't have a lot of time to adjust our builds because Sploom
Right.
and Cost were ready to get in. But all that aside, the Storm can play, and every class can play different ways. The Colossus can either play as a designated tank or a high damage DPS. The Storm can act as a pure primer, which I played, and it was a ton of fun. But there are downsides to it. If I was always priming, I'd always require someone to be detonating, or I'd constantly have to be wasting time refreezing that enemy. and
Right.
requires some serious coordination if you want to do the pure primer. Or it could be a pure detonator, and I deal a lot of damage, but I don't help out the team by priming. Or I do a
Right.
combination of both, and I
Right.
don't really do either one very well.
Yeah, and
Right. And
that's why you
like
can
that.
save like 5 builds per javelin.
Right.
Amen. Amen.
It's like, how do you
Ah.
need me to play in this mission? Okay, load up the right build.
Oh, and the
Like,
weapons are
there.
insane. You're gonna fall in love with these perks, man. Oh my god, they're awesome. And the inscriptions are
Oh,
insane too. Like you get your ultimate back after 30 seconds.
right.
Yes, please. I'll take that.
Yeah, I think
It's phenomenal.
I don't even remember who had the video, but they had like a 3,000% ultimate cooldown after using that ability.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my god. I had an inscription that if I froze an enemy and they were killed by another teammate, I would get back 20% of my ultimate. And I was in the tyrant mine, and this is the issue with that damn UI. It didn't show
Right.
it, like, didn't make it prominent enough. But I was using my stuff, and Koss or Sploom were like, "William, use your ultimate." What do you mean? I just use. Oh.
Yeah.
And then I freeze up again. William, use your ultimate.
Oh.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
Like, and I love it because it totally feeds that power fantasy. Just like, let me be stupid powerful. Like, please.
This is what I've told everybody. You want to be and you need to be as broken as humanly possible to play the end game. It's hard. It's tough. You need to be broken. You need to be able to hover forever as the storm, or have your ultimate back in a second, or
Right.
have your Colossus's electric. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the coil.
Be able
Tesla
to
coil
freeze-
or
yeah,
something.
Yeah, the Tesla coil to be able to freeze enemies every time it touches them, on top of dealing electric damage. You got to be as broken as possible, especially with the Grandmaster 3 and Scylla and everyone else teasing how hard it is.
Right.
That's
Oh
the
my
deal.
goodness.
That's the
Yeah.
deal.
See, it almost makes me feel like, it's like people say it's not stupid if it works. Like, it's not broken if it works, guys.
And this
Exactly.
is why you should be elated there is not PvP in this game.
Right.
Amen. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
My favorite type of YouTube videos I've been seeing a lot of. Oh, hey, Anthem should Anthem have PvP at launch, or should Anthem have PvP? Let's discuss. And it's the same damn thing. Well, it could be great, but I'm not sure how they do it. But and it could be really bad because it's a PvE based game, and we all remember how Destiny did it.
It's like, yeah, I could remind you guys exactly how you'd do it. You'd break the PvE environment. That's how you'd do it, because
Yeah.
then things would not feel as powerful as they need to, just in case you need to shoot your fellow like javelin pilot. Like, why would you do that? Who wants to do that in the first place? We have enough things to fight out there outside of Fort Tarsis, you guys.
Anthem streaming show, yeah, you've got to use all three of the elements. There's a reason for that. Ice primes, electric detonates, fire also detonates. You can't just use ice.
Ice
For the
Ice Baby.
storms. For the
Yeah, I
storms.
was gonna say, you make music if it's only, but everything else, nice explosions.
There's a really good question too. Would you all want new javelins? And I personally say no, but what do you all think?
I'm kind of with you on that. I don't think I need a new one. Like, I'd be comfortable with just these four.
Yeah. And just
I
add new abilities and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I would actually be really open to the idea, but maybe like a year off, kind of like what
There you go.
Destiny did with
With
the Taken
Sabers.
King. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And well, yeah, and Forsaken too. I just think it's really stupid. And I'm allowed to say this is really stupid because it is. Oh, well, when are we going to get new javelins? You haven't even played all four of them yet.
Yes. Yeah, like we aren't even at launch, guys. Calm down.
Why do you want another javelin already? What role would it fill? We've already got a tank-ish. We already got an all-around jack of all trades. We've already got an assassin. We've already got
Right.
the mage. What else you want?
Right.
And before it gets to being like Warframe, where you're repeating the same damn Warframe only with different graphical changes or what have you.
Right. Like it.
It's dumb.
and the things I want to see before more javelins would be maybe more ultimate abilities or
Yep.
actual melee weapons that you can swap out.
Right.
Having a giant axe as a Colossus. It would be nuts.
Oh, that'd be so cool. I was thinking about that the other day. I was watching appeared on my YouTube feed. I played a lot of Transformers War and Fall for Cybertron,
There you
and
go.
Optimus Prime's huge Energon axe. I thought, huh, that'd be cool for the Colossus. And then
Right.
not a katana, maybe, or maybe a sword for the Ranger, or
Right.
I don't know what the Storm would have. I don't think the Storm would have a melee weapon specifically designed for it, but
It would be like a staff.
Maybe it like spawns
Oh, a
ethereal
spear.
Oh
swords,
yeah,
or
yeah. I like
or a spear. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, spirit, have it draw back. Spirit,
right.
have it draw back.
So where'd that storm get a trident? I don't know.
There you go.
Let him use it.
Can't get a medic javelin. No one would use it. No, I would actually play the heck out of a medic javelin.
Yeah,
But
that would actually be awesome.
the problem is there's so many ways you could break the game with a medic javelin. I was thinking about it as I was playing. The Colossus, you could just keep healing it and being behind it. Why
Right.
do that? Oh, yeah, I'm a mercy main. That's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. I am
Pocket
a
mercy,
mercy man.
please.
I'm a pocket healing. And besides, health drops often enough on the ground to where you don't need a specific healer, I'd
Right.
say. I mean, as the Colossus, I had a hard time staying at constant full health, but that's because I don't that class well.
Right.
Plus,
Same.
eventually they could even add, like, say, the Ranger. One of its bubbles is a healing bubble. You jump in that to heal.
Right. Right. And that's like the first thing I thought of when like I got some kind of Halo 3 vibes more than I did Overwatch vibe when like, that's a bubble shield.
From yeah.
Huh.
Halo Reach did it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, that could heal you. I see it. Like they have a lot of pieces that could easily turn into that kind of style of build. It's like, oh, what do you do? Well, I heal the team. Like small things can make that change.
And there are things that you can for instance, the Colossus has a roar that buffs the team's shields and health. There is the Interceptor that can debuff all of your status effects. Yes, Noob God, I agree with you. The Colossus feels really weak in the early game, and it feels even weaker in the end game. I hate to say it. But and then what? The Storm's got its you can cool down your abilities faster, and then the Ranger has muster point where you can deal more damage. It's possible for all of them to eventually get something.
They did say they already buffed Colossus, though, didn't they?
Oh, did they? I don't know. I don't keep up with the Colossus because I don't give two flying. No, I need to learn how to play it so I can make damn videos on it, or else only thing people are going to come to my channel for are storm builds, and that's going to get real old real fast.
Well, and that was the surprising thing on the. I was thinking the Colossus is going to be this slow, like I was
surprised how fast he moved.
Yeah, and then it does actually kind of, it feels sluggish almost. Like when you're taking off with a jetpack, it feels like you're trying to jetpack a ton of bricks. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
the heavy weapons aren't too stellar, in my opinion, either.
Nope. Looks like we
Oh, there he is. He's back.
Yep. Hello.
I'm not a big fan of the heavy weapons either. They're not my favorite thing in the whole world. The wind up chain gun, it feels like I would do just as much damage with an assault rifle. The sticky grenade launcher, it's nothing of huge significance to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see here. So,
oh wow, I'm watching YouTube right now, and
yeah, I broke it. That was me.
Yeah. You're good.
Sorry, guys.
Thanks for zooming in on that hair I plucked.
It's like, guys, if any of you wanted that close up of William, you're welcome. For everybody else that didn't want it, I'm sorry.
I didn't want it, but that's all right.
Sorry, William.
No, you're good. You're good. Anyway,
I was gonna say, well, with it being this close, what do you think you're gonna be doing between now and early release? I know you said you have a few videos that you're gonna be trying to churn out.
I got the EA Game Changers Apex Legends Founder Pack, and I've been enjoying that a little bit. Apex Legends, thank God it came out, or else I wouldn't be gaming at all right now. But
right,
I have no. I literally installed Battlefront 2. I installed all my other games from my computer because I've tried logging into them. Okay, this is after the open demo. I'm so bored. Even with the new Count Dooku update,
Right.
Couldn't do it.
Just
I
like
couldn't find it.
when's more Anthem coming out?
More Anthem now. I demand it.
Even going back to Destiny, like using an ability and
Oh
then
my god, I can't.
that cooldown. Oh
We've
my
gotten
god.
spoiled. That's exactly what it is.
Yes. And I would like to have more of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'd love to. You guys are going to both be on PC, right?
I will eventually. I'm starting on Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will do PC this week, and then I might shift immediately to PS4 next week when the official launch to play with several of my friends. My
I
Destiny
would love to
clan.
have the Fort Tarsis Radio guys on to do some stuff with.
Oh, heck
Sounds
yeah. Say no more.
Yeah.
There you go. That'd be fun. I'd love to see how two storms and an interceptor would do outdo a legendary contract.
Ignore the dent in my helmet from when I fly funny.
No, what are you talking about? Your signet isn't on. Right?
Yeah, it's totally in the right place. Totally
Yeah.
the right place. William, thank you so much for joining us today.
Guys, thank you so much. I've enjoyed. This has been a time and a half. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, a great time. But before we close out, for any of our viewers and listeners who don't already follow you and Your Anthem, where can we find you?
So you can find me on YouTube as Your Anthem. If you need the URL, it's like youtube.com/Your Anthem Game. Twitter, you can find me as Anthem Your. Damn you, Twitter, for giving preference to a guy that hasn't logged on as Your Anthem in almost 8 years.
Oh my goodness.
I hate you, Twitter. And then I don't stream much, but Twitch, I'm also Your Anthem. Nice and consistent, right?
Yeah, there we go.
But anyways, guys, again, thank you so much. This was a time and a half. I really enjoyed it.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll have to do this again soon.
Yeah. Sounds great. And then if you want to follow Fort Tarsis Radio, you can find us as Fort Tarsis Radio on Twitter, Facebook, and then YouTube. And then you can find FT Radio on Instagram. And we have a Discord that we have linked in the details.
Yep. And so thanks again, everybody. I've been your co-host, Dorcius. Thanks again. And you guys can find me usually ranting and raving on Twitter at Dorcius, or streaming and live with just interceptor crashing gameplay at mixer.com/Dorcius.
And I'm Adema360. You can find me on Twitter and Mixer as well. Thank you. Let's end the stream on a silly selfie.
Oh, the silly selfie.
Okay.
I don't have anything silly to do, though.
There we go. That's my face is hurting me.
Yep. And there it is, everybody. Have a fantastic night.
Yeah. Take care.